Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Board of Directors meeting of Thursday, the 14th January, 2016. Round of introductions. I'm Carl Kennedy, President of the GTCA.
John Hay, Legal Counsel.
Barbara Drashef, Director.
Phil Cassell, Director.
Justin Mack, Director of Law.
Rich Solafuente, Director at Large.
Sohina Kugler, Tower 2.
Richard Miller, Tower 1.
Frank Fittipaldi, General Manager.
Al-Sadi, Director.
Thank you all. There's one change to the agenda tonight under the item candidates for the GTAC election. We're going to add changes to the election committee. The first order of business tonight is the approval of the open meeting minutes. First minutes are November the 19th, 2015.
Motion to approve the minutes from the November 19th, 2015 GTCA Board of Directors meeting, open session as previously circulated.
The motion is seconded. Are there any comments or discussion? All those then in favor of approving the minutes of November the 19th, raise the hand and say aye.
Aye.
The minutes are approved. The second item, the minutes of December the 17th, 2015.
Motion to approve the minutes from the December 17th, 2015 Board of Directors meeting, open session as circulated.
Is there a second? Motion is seconded. Discussion? Barbara?
I'd like to make a motion to postpone this, the vote on these minutes until the next board session.
Is there a second? Discussion?
Yeah, that was for November 9th.
Microphone.
No, December.
December the 17th.
We just did 19th, this is December 17th.
Is there discussion? All those?
I think just the minutes were circulated. I didn't get a chance to look at them until today, and I guess I would like the opportunity to fix them up a little bit. They're not in the standard form that we usually have them in, and there's some information missing. So that's the reason for the motion to postpone.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion to postpone, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
The motion is passed. I have a few remarks tonight, the most important of which I think is some comments of the hallway redecorating survey. I'd like to thank all of those who participated in the survey, but due to the fact that some owners who were eligible to take the survey did not receive the survey documents or did not complete the survey in a timely manner, we are going to extend the survey deadline. All eligible owners who have not filled out the survey will be asked to respond by the 29th of January. Owners will receive notifications of this by email, by phone blast, and by regular mail. They'll be instructed to contact the management office to obtain a copy of the survey form. A second submission will not be counted. So if you fill out the form once, you can't do it again. So please respond by the 29th of January 2016. Next is the legal report.
We have reviewed an amendment to your security contract for an extension with Allied Barton, provided comments to management so that they could implement that. Similarly, there was an amendment to the planned lifestyle contract for a revision of terms, which had been approved by the board. We reviewed that amendment letter, made comments, and that was signed up at the end of the month of December. Over the last several days, we've been back and forth with the attorneys for O&S Engineering so that we can conclude the two contracts with them. One is task order engineering for basically projects determined by management, and then the other is for the boiler engineering, which is the study and the recommendations for replacement of the boiler systems. And that's my report, Carl.
Thank you. Are there any questions for council? There appears to be no questions for council. We will now move on to the treasurer controller report.
Hello, my name is Mashe Mai. I will be presenting the financial report this evening. I will start with the cash balances as of November 30th because the December bank reconciliations have not yet been completed. As of November 30th, the depository account has a total balance of $381,000. The R&R account has a balance of $4.5 million. Escrow has a balance of $1.5 million. Total available cash as of November 30th is $5.1 million. I will now talk about accounts receivable. Total accounts receivable from homeowners as of December 31st, 2015 is approximately $3.3 million. $3.2 million of that is in legal. $26,000 is in payment plans. $33,000 is in 1 month past due. $13,000 is 2 months past due. And the remaining $14,000 is over 6 days past due. I will now talk about accounts payable. Total accounts payable as of December 31st, 2015 is $696,000, which includes all invoices posted as of December, plus any known accruals. Legal invoices account for approximately $40,000. R&R invoices account for approximately $190,000. I will now break down the payables. $473,000 is 0 to 30 days old. $22,000 is 31 to 60 days old. $14,000 is 61 to 90 days old. Finally, $185,000 is over 90 days old. Approximately 71% relates to disputed Slate Elevator invoices. Next is a breakdown of Commo Cafe. For the month of December, $314,000 in payments were made through Commo Cafe. As of January 8th, 2016, there were 631 owner occupants and 444 absentee owners. Of the 444 absentee owners units, 400 are occupied by tenants. Units occupied by tenants represent approximately 37% of the total Galaxy units. The monthly financial package for December should be available by the end of the next week. This concludes the financial report.
Are there any questions on the financial report? There appears to be no questions on the financial report. We'll now move on to the general manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the board and Galaxy community, it's my pleasure to provide the following updates on projects and initiatives which have taken place since the December 17th board meeting. The hallway redecorating project, as the board continues to solicit input from the community on the final selection of finishes, work on the final drawings and bid specifications continue. And they are approximately 90% complete. And we are in the value engineering stages and fine-tuning of the bid solicitation to go out to 2 separate types of contractors, a general contractor for all finishes except for the flooring, and the flooring will be bid out separately. That's the carpeting. This will start with first requests for expressions of interest to a list of prospective contractors so contractors can be pre-qualified before the bidding actually takes place. The bid specs will be very tight, unambiguous, and there'll be only one anticipation of the bid specifications, so that we can recommend to the board to take a low bid among the pre-qualified bidders when the time comes. So as I said, value engineering is taking place now. Final takeoffs and counts, such as for items like the total number of square feet, for carpeting, total number of doorknobs and light fixtures and so forth, are being finalized. And each of these items will be bid with in an itemized fashion, so that it will allow the board the option to remove selected items if it so chooses once the bids are finally received and accepted. On the garage reconstruction project, the final concrete pour on the 11th floor of the garage will take place next week. Shortly thereafter, several parking spaces on the 11th floor will be returned to the residents for use. And final work will begin on the final portion of the heavy construction phase, which will be the ramp between the 11th and 10th floors. The same area below the construction, a portion of the ramp between 10 and 9, will be taken out of service at that same time to accommodate the undershoring required to support the work above. On the HVAC project, this project to replace 7 large heating, ventilation, and air conditioning units serving the spa and lower common hallways is in its last stages of completion. The last of the 7 units was installed in the last 3 weeks, which serves the Tower 1 lower floors. It's now fully operational, providing heat and ventilation. Fine-tuning of control programming will be completed within the next 2 to 3 weeks. That'll be followed by final inspection and project closeout, anticipated for sometime in February. A maintenance department inspected and identified trash rooms that need to be refurbished, and they began repairs and painting of ceilings, walls, and pipes this week. In Tower 3, which was the worst of it, the work is being completed by a member of the restoration team and it's expected to be completed over the next 4 to 5 weeks. Beginning on Tuesday, January 19th, broken floor tiles will be replaced in all 3 lobbies. That will also begin in Tower 3, and that work will take approximately 3 days to complete. Repairs continue in Galaxy Mall. The walkway floor drain project was completed last month. Heavy concrete repair and scarifying of trip hazards has also been completed in the last 3 weeks. It was determined that the planter walls may be retaining water and leaking into the slabs and the area below. So we'll need further waterproofing, which will not be able to be accomplished until the spring. As the continued water infiltration was evident, it was deemed prudent to forego permanent replacing of the ceiling below. What we've done in advance of finalizing this is to install water diverters inside that ceiling. They'll have to be accessed until the leaks are finally removed, 100% eradicated. So a semi-permanent ceiling was put up to allow us access into that area. Concrete work, repair work along Boulevard East sidewalk was also undertaken in the last 3 weeks. And the contractor unearthed some areas of erosion below the sidewalk in the cliff below, and they'll need further investigation by a structural engineer before we can close those holes up and complete those repairs. Regarding the spa, we still have mechanical issues with the heat for the whirlpool and some lingering issues with hot water problems in the women's showers. I can only say I'm embarrassed that these 2 items have taken so long to repair, and I will personally be managing those in the next couple of days to see if we can come up with a short-term solution. The heat exchanger for the whirlpool in the spa is a very old piece of equipment. Parts are no longer commercially available, so the repair requires an actual manufacturing of components, which takes several weeks. So we'll see if we can find a temporary replacement until that can be done. Plaza towing, which started on December 4th, has been very successful. Since that day, 34 vehicles have been towed. Security continues to approach each driver before they enter the plaza area and advise them of the 15-minute parking rule. On the upgrade of the server, which the board approved in November, the migration of the email system to Microsoft 365 is now complete. The new file server has also been installed and is running in tandem with the existing server until all functions can be fully tested and proven reliable. This project now provides 100% automatic cloud backup of all GTCA emails and files. Also, the emails are now fully accessible from all types of smartphones, which makes the staff more efficient. Finally, Plan Company's site supervisor, Mahmoud Mohammed, was assigned full-time to the Galaxy beginning today. Mahmoud comes with over 19 years of security, law enforcement, and frontline services experience. He's been with Plan for about 4 years, during which time he has distinguished himself as a leader and demonstrated an ability to achieve high levels of excellence in service quality with each of his assignments. His first area of focus will be access control / desk reception and package processing and chain of custody, 2 areas which are in need of immediate improvement. So we're looking forward to his participation. I'll be working with him directly. That concludes my report.
Are there any questions for the general manager? Robert?
Just a question about the garage. I'm not sure I understand. So what's going on now? I thought we were going back and completing what had already been done before moving on to the next stage, and I'm not sure if I understood what you said.
Yes, that's correct, Barbara. The garage is in the second year of 3 option years, which were awarded in a competitive bid. The second year was optioned. The third year has yet to be optioned. So it's at the board's pleasure to go on from here. They're working on the contractor is working on the second year contract now. Once the 10th to 9th floor ramp is completed, that will complete the heavy construction on the contract that you have optioned so far. Following the heavy construction, the contractor will then, in the spring, starting in the spring, apply traffic coating to all the surfaces that have been reconstructed so far and do the line striping as well, so that your 2 years that you have option will be 100% complete sometime in 2016. And the board has yet to decide on whether to go ahead, and if so, when to go ahead with the third year that it has the option for going forward.
Thank you.
Is that clarifying?
Yeah, I part of the second year. I wasn't sure.
Any additional questions? There's been no additional questions. Thank you very much. Next order of business is unfinished business. This topic is the amended policy resolution, second reading, rules governing the use of electronic equipment in the spa. The board has received comments on these rules and reviewed them. The comments from several residents who appear to believe that the rules propose no cell phone use in the spa and recommend that the current rules be enforced, not additional rules imposed.
There's a motion to approve the proposed changes to policy resolution 17 as read at the last open session and as published in the weekly update.
Is there a second? The motion is seconded. Is there any discussion? Barbara?
I make a motion to postpone the vote on this until our next open session.
Is there a second?
I second.
The proposal to postpone can be discussed. Discussion?
The reason for my making it, the board discussed it a little earlier. Some of the changes don't seem to be necessary, as most of it already exists in the current rules. So we're going to go back and make sure we're all clear on what's being proposed, and we'll do that by I'll physically go in and prepare a revised draft of that policy resolution, so it's clear to all the board members what we are considering.
Additional comments? There appear to be no additional comments, then all in favor of postponing the motion? All
Yes.
right. The motion is postponed. We should, date, we should,
Next open
for the next open session. The next order of business concerns the election candidates and the election committee. The election committee has sent to the board a certification for 4 candidates. A candidate each from Tower 1, a candidate from Tower 2, District 2, and 2 candidates for Tower 3. For the Tower 3 candidates, we're still in discussion with those candidates on their actual certification. So what is being proposed tonight is a motion to deal with the 2 single candidates from Districts 1 and 2.
Okay, motion, I make a motion in accordance with Article 4, Section 3 of the GTCA bylaws, to have the board declare that having received certification from the election committee, that there is only 1 candidate from District 1, Joe Purcell, and from District 2, Sohaila Kobler, that Joe Purcell and Sohaila Kobler be duly elected with the same force and effect and for the full term of office as if the election had been held and the candidates had been duly elected thereat. The new term of office for these 3 directors shall commence as of the expiration of the director's current term as of the GTCA annual meeting. Should I make the other part as a separate motion or?
I think I'll include it.
And furthermore, in the case that there's a similar situation in District 3, i.e. Either of the candidates, the current candidates drop out, this resolution shall apply equally to them and the remaining sole candidate shall be considered duly elected.
Is there a second? Second. Discussion? Richard?
I don't know, did you actually say that that's actually the language that's in the bylaws
Yes.
already? It was said,
Yes.
okay, I didn't catch that. So it's only confirming what's already there. Okay, because,
The bylaws say the board may,
okay,
and this is, we're saying we're going to.
okay, so I just want to make it clear, we're not doing anything other than what's already there that says the board can do.
That's correct.
Just one comment on that additional, that should be qualified that it's not effective until there is a certification from the election committee that there's a single candidate,
And I'll just add that.
in order that it tracks the language of the bylaw.
If that's okay with everyone, we'll consider it amended. Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by raising your hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Motion is unanimously carried.
Who else? I mean, against or
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I saw everybody's hands go up.
Abstain.
But just to make sure, any opposed? Any abstentions? I'm absent, you're right. Right, I missed that. The next part of it, again, is the GTC election committee. The election committee has sent recommendations to the board for revision of the committee. That's because 2 of the committee members, for personal reasons, cannot participate in this election this year. That's Joginda and Barbara Zeiger, and Jerry Dresser is going to remove himself from this election committee because he has a relative running. So we have a proposal from the election committee for a newly constituted election committee. And I'm going to ask Barbara to make a motion for all the names at one time.
Motion to approve the 2016 election committee, a revised membership as follows. Linda Berrigan as chairperson, Ann Persico, committee member, Margie Price, committee member, Mary Lane, committee member, Barbara Daly, committee member, Patricia Wong as an alternate member, Al Casso as an alternate member, and Barbara Zeiger as a volunteer.
Is there a second? Motion is seconded. Is there any discussion?
If I may, I believe, if I'm reading this correctly, I think there is still one potential vacant position, just so that people know that, if you want to get in touch with someone from the election committee. And I don't know how much work will be involved this year, but just to let you know that.
Appears to be no further discussion. All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand or say yes.
yes,
All those opposed? Abstentions? The motion is carried. That concludes the scheduled business. Is there any new business? There appears to be no new business. May I have a motion to adjourn? Oh, I'm sorry. No. There is one other item of business, the approval of the SPA committee chairpersons and the seniors committee chairpersons for this year. You can do one at a time.
Motion to approve the SPA committee co-chairpersons as, for 2016, as Herb Gettleson and Irv Paremba.
Is there a second? Motion is seconded. All those in favor, raise your hand and say yes.
yes,
Opposed? Abstaining? Motion is unanimous. Let's see, seniors committee.
A motion to approve the senior committee co-chairpersons for 2016 as Jovinda Bakshi and Glenn Buzak.
Is there a second? Motion is seconded. Discussion?
Who seconded?
There appears to be no discussion. All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand and say yes.
yes.
Opposed? Abstentions? The motion is carried unanimously. My apologies again. Now we'll go to, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded? All those in favor?
Aye.
I believe it's unanimous. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.